At this point, Marvin's stress began to boil over into insanity. He just couldn't risk getting caught cheating. So, he violently pushed Katora down the driveway, doing anything to make her leave. Katora turned away, walking back to her car. She was understandably shaken from what just happened. Unfortunately for her, though, the worst wasn't over. The garage door opened again, and this time, Marvin wasn't just standing there empty-handed. He was holding a gun.
I know damn well you was so scared of getting caught up that you upped the pipe on your side chick? Really? Wow.
He was about to use.
Model side chick shot and unalived by lover for going to his home while his baby mama was there. Ooh.
Arrested for
baby mama
shooting
drama
and killing a woman in the Northwest Valley. Police say Marvin Simmons opened fire after an argument, killing the victim while she was trying to drive away.
Terrible.
It happened near Schomburg and Farm Roads. That's just west of Centennial Hills. Police say the two had a romantic relationship. Simmons has been booked on murder charges.
28-year-old Katora Fiesel thought she'd found the love of her life. But when she exposed her boyfriend's cheating, 31-year-old Marvin Simmons savagely slaughtered her right in front of her sisters.
Wow.
In March 2022, Katora went to Marvin's apartment, unaware his real girlfriend was inside. What happened next was horrific. Katora bleeding out on the ground, her sisters screaming helplessly from the car as they watched her die. This is Katora's chilling story, a case so brutal it will haunt you long after you've heard it.
Oh my God! What? Katora wins a flawless victory. No disrespect to her. May she rest in
March
peace.
7th,
It just sounds
2022, a night that would end in the heinous death of 28-year-old model and entrepreneur Katora Denise Fiesel in the quiet streets of Las Vegas, Nevada.
I like that chain, I ain't gonna lie.
Katora wasn't just beautiful, she was ambitious, hardworking, and confident. She had built her own boutique, Katora Echelon, which she always said was more than just clothes. It was all about empowerment and confidence.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that is a raw business to get in. That is raw, bro. Real talk. Like, if I talk to her, shawty, I want her to be on some ball stuff like this.
She believed in making her dreams come true, but little did she know, her life would soon come to a horrifying end. The man at the middle of this nightmare was Marvin Simmons, a 31-year-old man Katora had been dating for about 8 months. But here's the thing, Marvin wasn't just her boyfriend. He was living with the mother of his 2 children, his main girlfriend, when Katora arrived at his house that fateful evening.
Wait, if he's with you, why is he living with his baby mama and his 2 kids? That's a little strange, I ain't gonna lie. That don't make sense. Why would you do that? If he's still living with his baby mama, then you should already know what's going on there, gang.
Now, this wasn't some random visit. Katora had just come back from a weekend trip with Marvin to Miami, a trip full of romance and loved-up date nights. But when she went to his home that Monday to get back a pair of shoes she left behind from the trip, the truth of Marvin's double life got exposed. That night, Katora got herself ready and jumped in her car, ready to collect her shoes. It was just meant to be a quick stop-off, but even before she got there, her intuition told her that something wasn't quite right. Feeling a bit uneasy at the thought of showing up to Marvin's house alone, Katora asked her sisters to join her. For whatever reason, her gut feeling told her that she needed some support. Together, the 3 sisters started driving to the address in northwest Las Vegas. After a short ride, they pulled up outside the house. Katora quickly hopped out of the driver's seat. Hesitantly, she made her way towards the front door. It was so silent that it didn't seem like anyone was in, so just to make sure, Katora dropped Marvin a message before knocking. A few moments went by, and suddenly, her phone pinged. It was Marvin. The text was filled with stress and aggression. Marvin told Katora that she needed to leave immediately, with no explanation as to why. This only made Katora further suspicious. So, in an act of defiance, she walked up the driveway, ready to confront Marvin in person.
Oh my God.
Unbeknownst to Katora, Marvin's main girlfriend was inside the house, and he wasn't about to risk the 2 women crossing paths. Suddenly, the garage door opened and Marvin appeared. What followed was pure carnage. In a state of rage, Marvin started screaming at Katora to leave, but she didn't. Instead, she retaliated, now furious too. At this point, Marvin's stress began to boil over into insanity. He just couldn't risk getting caught cheating. So he violently pushed Keturah down the driveway,
What?
doing anything to make her leave. Keturah, taken aback, stumbled back a few steps. With this opportunity, Marvin ran back inside and shut the garage again.
What?
Defeated, Keturah turned away, walking back to her car. She was understandably shaken from what just happened. Unfortunately for her, though, the worst wasn't over. The garage door opened again, and this time, Marvin wasn't just standing there empty-handed. He was holding a gun.
I know damn well. You were so scared of getting caught up that you upped the pipe on your side cheek? Really? Wow.
He was about to use.
That is wild. He ain't do it though, did he? I know he didn't.
Let's pause for a moment.
Pause.
Just imagine the scene. Keturah walking away. Her sisters sitting in the car, watching helplessly. And then Marvin pulling the trigger. 7 shots, 7 bullets fired out into the air, all aimed at Keturah. Keturah was hit once, square fired out into the... And then Marvin pulling the trigger. 7 shots.
7?
7 bullets fired out into the air, all aimed at Keturah.
What?
Keturah was hit once, square in the chest. She fell, slumping into the...
This is fake. This is fake. This has to be fake. This has to be fake. This is fake. This is real. This is a real story.
Car. Her sisters screamed, but it was too late.
What?
The damage had been done.
What?
When police arrived at the scene on Jamestown Square Avenue, they found Keturah alive, but in complete agony.
This is
as she
real.
slowly bled out. She was rushed to the University Medical Center, where doctors scrambled to save her. Tragically, they couldn't. Only a few hours later, she was pronounced dead.
What?
At 28 years old, Keturah Denise Fiesel was gone.
And we begin with this.
So did his real girl come outside and find out he was cheating? So she ain't find out?
Police say a woman is dead after a domestic dispute in the Northwest Valley. Detectives believe she went to the father of her child's home near Chambord and Durrell and was shot as she tried to leave. The man involved is now in custody. Police say the child, though, is safe.
But that's not all. To make things worse, Marvin ran. When the police arrived, he had already fled into a nearby home to hide.
What?
Luckily, it didn't take long for them to track him down. When the cops finally found him, Marvin surrendered without a fight. He was quickly booked into the Clark County Detention Center on charges of open murder and shooting into an occupied vehicle.
What?
Now, Marvin had his version of the story. He claimed Keturah was aggressive. He said he was afraid for his family's safety when he saw her sisters in the car.
Really? 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 Come on now, gang. You tweaking.
And as for why Marvin did it,
Come on now,
why he
gang.
pulled the trigger
Come
on
on
a
now,
woman who
gang.
was literally
7 times
away,
7.
The answer, according to him, was panic. Marvin was
Panic.
juggling 2 women. and when
He panicked. Yeah, he panicked. But not for the reason he's saying.
his 2 timing
What?
got exposed, he didn't know what else to do.
What? That sounds stupid.
Keturah had her whole life ahead of her. She was a woman who had built her own brand, her own business. Friends and family described her as radiant, sweet, and full of life. But all that got destroyed by a man who couldn't stay loyal to the mother of his children. Marvin looked at Keturah like she was just a side piece, someone to keep him entertained whilst his girlfriend sat at home looking after his children. And when she caused too many problems for him, he wiped her out.
She said wiped her out. That is a crazy wording of that. And that's a crazy way to look at that. I ain't gonna lie. But she did make a mistake. Pulling up unannounced, that was a big mistake. You should have texted, hey, can I slide through to get my stuff? Are you home? This and that. She just pulled up. She wild.
Marvin's confession to the police was chilling. He openly admitted that he fired 7 shots as Keturah was walking back to her car. He even admitted that she didn't actually threaten him in any way. Yet he still decided to end her life.
Goofy.
Even more disturbing, Marvin showed no regret for what he'd done whatsoever.
Yeah, goofy. There ain't nothing else to be said. Like, you feel me? You got caught up. You didn't know what to
Keturah's
do.
sisters who were in the car during the shooting were left traumatized. Imagine sitting in the car, watching your sibling argue with their boyfriend, only to witness her collapse after being shot to death. In that moment, they were completely powerless, unable to do anything as they watched their own sister being murdered. And Keturah wasn't just a sister or a friend, she was a mother. Her child now has to grow up without her. That's the real cost of Marvin's actions. A child left motherless, a family shattered, and a community grieving the loss of someone who brought so much light into their lives. The police quickly pieced together the timeline of events. From Katora's arrival to the argument, the push, and the eventual shooting, everything pointed to one conclusion.
What?
This was a ruthless murder.
Right, like what else could it have went to, gang? Stupid. You feel me? That's a crazy story.
In the aftermath of Katora's death, a disturbing truth came to light. In Las Vegas, cases like hers aren't rare. They're shockingly common.
What?
Not many people realize that Las Vegas has a serious domestic violence problem.
That's
Every
not a.
year,
That's
there are over 20,000.
That's not a DV case. That's bro getting caught up doing something stupid and him panicking, and he did that because he's acting off the emotion. That's stupid.
Reported cases in the city. That's more than 50 cases every single day.
That's wild.
Katora's death isn't just one tragic incident. It's part of a larger epidemic. And here's the thing. Domestic violence doesn't always look the way people expect. Sometimes it's a controlling partner. Sometimes it's someone living a double life like
That's
Marvin.
terrible.
And sometimes it ends in murder.
Nevada ranks near the top, Brian, in the country for the number of women murdered by men. And for the victims in these situations, it's not easy to just walk away.
We know that survivors are most at risk when they've left, when they're planning to leave, getting ready to leave, and they've left the relationship.
To this day, Marvin Simmons faces charges of open murder and shooting into an occupied vehicle. Justice may come, but the legal system moves slowly, and families like Katora's are often left waiting, stuck in the pain of what's been stolen from them. Still, prison time won't bring her back. It won't erase the horror her sisters witnessed that night. It won't fill the emptiness left in her child's life. And it won't stop the endless ache her family carries every single day. What makes this story even more heartbreaking is the potential Katora had. She was thriving, her boutique was growing by the day, and yet, in a moment of rage and selfishness, Marvin Simmons took all of that away.
Yup. But honestly, do y'all think she messed up? Or did he mess up? Honestly, obviously he messed up, but did she mess up by pulling up to his crib unannounced? I feel like that was a big mistake. You don't do that for anybody, but she must have, I don't know, they just got on a trip, she just wanted to go see him. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. What do y'all think about this, y'all? What do y'all think? I want to know how y'all feel.
It's not just Las Vegas that faces domestic abuse problems. Cases like Katora's happen every day.
Yeah, on God.
On average, nearly 20 people per minute are...
Oh my God, 20 people per minute, dude. That's wild, man. I don't know, bro. May Katora rest in peace, but I send condolences to her and her family. And honestly, I feel like in her situation, a lot of women have done the same thing. Have been in that same situation. They done had stuff like that happen, but the way he handled that as a man is crazy. You screamed at her, and then you pushed her, and then you try to force her to go. And honestly, if you would have kept it 100 with her and told her like, look, I got somebody up in here, she probably would have flashed out. But you can't just sit there and do that, gang. You cannot. You're gonna close the garage door, open it back up, and uphill pipe on a woman? That don't even make sense, gang. I don't know, bro. What y'all feel about this video? This is stupid, honestly. Like, this is just so childish, gang. And he had the roster and he messed up. He got caught up. You know what I'm saying, man? But like, I don't even know what to say. This is crazy, bro. He should have told her 100. He should have kept it 100 with her and told her like, yeah, I talked to other women. She obviously didn't know, and that's what happens when you don't be honest, gang. I don't know. What y'all think down below? Let me know, bro. Cause this video, you feel me?